Good morning, comic fans. We're the Comic Pusher at the Comics Club, Tampa and Brandon's favorite comic and gaming store. It is Wednesday, new comic book day, October 11th. It goes to 11. And today we have a lot of great stuff for you. We have new comic books, we have variant covers, we have trade paperbacks, and we have the wall book of the week and Mr. Happy's secret word. An upcoming event at the store is Halloween Comic Fest, and we haven't done an event in the store for a very long time, but this event is going to have all kinds of stuff. It's going to have nearly everything that we've had in previous events. I'm going to throw this up real quick so you guys can see it. This is what we have happening on our Halloween Comic Fest. This is while you guys are looking at that, I'll be right back. Okay, so that is our offering for Halloween Comic Fest. Good morning, Steve Fisher. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here with us. So that's Halloween Comic Fest, the first event we've done since before the pandemic. We're so happy to be able to do it. We have our big super prize that we're going to be giving away. We've got free comic books. We have a big sale going on, 2 costume contests, grab bags for the first 13 customers. What a great fun time. Okay, I want to take you way back, way back, probably before some of you may have even been born. Who knows? But go back to July 1993. July 1993. Whoa, something going on here. July 1993. A whole bunch of comics came out, just like every month. But in that particular month, in July 1993, I have 3 books I want to show you that came out. 2 of them are wall books, and 1 of them is not. The official wall book will be the last one I show you, okay? But the official one. There's 2 number 1s, and there's one number 497. Does that number ring anybody's bell? 497? A comic book with the number 497. Well, before we get to that one, this number 1 hit the stands. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, number 1, hit the stands July 1993. Interesting story about this. I was at a small show selling comic books, and a guy came up, and he was talking about this book. And he was saying how he had just bought multiple cases of them. He owned 1,000 copies because he was certain that this book was going to be worth a fortune. It's too bad that he didn't spend his money on 1,000 copies of this one, which ended up making our wall, whereas this one certainly did not. Unfortunately, at least it hasn't yet. Who knows? It might eventually. But Batman, the Breaking of the Bat, we all know this story of Batman 497, but it is not our official wall book. But this one came out in July of 1993, and this is the one. Forget these 2. I mean, if you're buying them for future value, it certainly wasn't this one. This one I actually bought at the time, I think 700 of this, 400 or 700, some insane amount of copies that I bought because I was certain this was going to be hot. It eventually was, but it wasn't a low print run. It was a pretty big print run, and even though I owned hundreds of them, and I still own a couple, we used to give this book away in grab bags every free comic book day, way back when. So this is the book that in 1993 July, if you had seen it, you should have picked up 1,000 copies if you could have got your hand on 1,000 copies then. How you doing there, Juan? This is the book that you should have picked up in 1993, July 1993. Sonic the Hedgehog, number 1. That's right, folks. This book in high grade goes for big money. Even this one, which is not super high grade, but it's a pretty nice copy. This one still made our wall and is one of our more sought after books. It doesn't usually last long when we get it in, and we do not often get it in. So this is a pretty cool book. 1993, July. This one also came out that month, as did this one. And that poor guy who bought a whole case of them, 1,000 of them, whatever it was he said he bought. He thought it was going to be the hottest book on earth. He should have bought Sonic the Hedgehog, my friend. That was the one to buy. So there's our wall book of the week, and a little history about it. You get all kinds of great, information here. It's Good Morning Comic Book Fans, history lessons in comics, and you never know what might show up. If I could have any space whatsoever, it would be great if I had just a small amount of space to do what I like to do. We have several trade paperbacks and graphic novels that have come in that I want to tell you about. Speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog, this is Sonic Seasons of Chaos trade paperback, hitting the stands today at the Comics Club. You should also check out Deceased trade paperback. This was a great seller, and what amazing cover art they had on a lot of these books. Great stuff. I would definitely suggest you pick it up. This collects the Deceased 1 through 6 and Deceased: A Good Day to Die, number 1. That's all in there. Star Wars Darth Vader, Unbound Force. This is volume 7 of Darth Vader. I found a way to improve the light slightly, so hopefully I got better lighting today. I hope we do. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. This is a hot new show, and Star Trek has taken off again. We're getting a lot of people in looking for the comic books and back issues of Star Trek. This show seems to have sparked it. That and the fact that apparently they brought Cisco back in the comic books. He had taken a hiatus, I guess, for some reason. And one more to show you, a really cool one. This is the Godzilla Library Collection from IDW. If you're a Godzilla fan, this nice fat book. This book is thick, man. This is the one to have. Lighting looks good. Thank you so much. I've been working on it. It's not perfect, but it'll do for now. So there's Godzilla. We have this on the stands right now. Godzilla is super hot right now, and upcoming is Godzilla versus King Kong versus the Justice League. So DC has this crossover going on with Godzilla and King Kong. We'll just call him Kong. So that should be fun. And they're also going to be doing one. It's actual sound. You're going to hear the sound of Godzilla roaring in one of them, and another one you hear the sound of Kong roaring in it. So this, I think, to my knowledge, it's the first time they've ever done sound in a comic book. I'm not certain if anybody knows of a comic book out there that they actually incorporated sound into it. There's the greeting cards. You open it up and it plays some music or says something. We've had those around for a long time, and we've even had books that for kids, we open it up and there's sound in there. But comic book with built-in sound, I don't think they've done this before. I'm not familiar with it. So DC may be giving us a first here. We'll have a limited supply of that book. If you want that book, it's retailing for $15. If you're interested in getting it, be sure to come in and place an order in advance, because we've already got a lot of people pre-ordering this book, and it will sell out. I am certain of it. Okay, let's look at the variant covers that hit the stands today. We've got Creepshow, a 1 in 10. This is House of Slaughter, number 18, variant cover. It's a Virgin cover. I'm not familiar with this character. I don't know if anybody's been reading the House of Slaughter who's watching, but if you have, that's who's that character? I don't know. This is another House of Slaughter, and there's a color version of this. This is the unlockable, so 1 per store on this one. The art is simple, but when you look at it compared with the color version of this, you'll see it in a little bit. It's interesting what they've done on that one. Another black and white Virgin cover and unlockable is Damn Them All, issue number 9. This is Robotech Rick Hunter. This is the San Diego, number 1, San Diego Comic-Con special edition cover. Army of Darkness Forever, number 1. This is a 1 in 10. It's like the movie poster. And here's Sudan and his zombies. He's known for his zombie comic covers. Are you Firefly fans? Firefly Fall Guys, number 2, Virgin cover, 1 in 10. I think that's Mal. Is his name? Mal? something like that. Tomato, tomato. Batman and Robin, number 2, 1 in 25. And on the cover of this is this new character, and she might look like Hush to you because of the bandages and everything, but she's actually Shush. I know, it's awful. Shush is her name. She's Shush. Maybe it's Hush's sister, cousin. I don't know. Aunt, girlfriend, daughter. Shush. Shush your mouth. Wolverine number 38 is a 1 in 25. How awesome is that? Look at that. Now that's what variant covers are supposed to be all about. Now I know this one's artsy and stuff, I do, and it's interesting, but that is a comic book variant cover that everybody's gonna want. It. The Mandalorian, number 5. Look who's depicted on the cover. Everybody's favorite these days. She's got her own show and everything. Getting super hot. The very first appearance of her was on Star Wars Clone Wars number 1. She's standing. You see her back to us and her master, Anakin Skywalker's back to us. And we're looking at him, and she's just a child. And that's the first time you see her in comic books there. We had that book at one time. We got it graded. It was 9.6. And it sold, I believe, for $1,600 or something like that. I'm not exactly certain. A lot. Venom, number 26, 1 in 25. Don't get the impression that I think that comic books it's all about the money on them. Of course, being a retailer of comic books, that is important. However, what makes comics special is just is what's inside the beautiful artwork, not how much they're worth. And that's my philosophy. What they're worth is the entertainment value that they have. Of course, they do go up in value, and that's cool too. That's one of the greatest things about the comic book hobby. It's the greatest hobby in the world, and it can pay for itself. That's right. Magneto, number 3. This is it Miss Magneto? Who is this new character who looks like Magneto's daughter? But it's not. We know Magneto's daughter is the Scarlet Witch. But who is this? Anybody know? I haven't been reading this, so I'm going to have to catch up on it. Somebody know who that character is? Let us all know. Avengers. Try not to have spoilers, though, if you can. Avengers number 6. This is a 1 in 25. Got the Thor himself on the cover there. Looking great. Well, this is the month for Halloween and lots of horror and stuff. So there'll probably be a lot of horror comics. I see we have Star Wars. I want to start with DC. And an interesting thing on DC cover here of Superman Lost number 27. It's not this cover, which is a cool cover. That's a cool cover. I like his costume there, this white with the golds. It's pretty awesome. But it's this cover that I found so intriguing because Superman in a wheelchair and old, as you can see. So this was really interesting. I had to immediately open up and find out what the heck is going on in here. And I can't give you any spoilers, but did this really happen somewhere out there in the multiverse? Okay, Batman and Robin, issue number 2. We've got multiple covers here. Here's the Kong JLA crossover cover. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong is coming with sound. There's Robin. Looks like he's got a giant, who is that? Is that Killer Croc behind him? I think it might be. He's a kind of lizard, eh? Giant lizard guy. He's an alligator. Okay, Green Lantern. This is issue number 4 of the new series. This is also a Godzilla tie-in crossover cover. Is that Godzilla or Kong there? I guess it's Godzilla, yeah. Can I get Batman City of Madness cover A in my box? Well, I will make a note of that, sir. Hold on, Juan. Batman City of Madness. Cover A. All right, man. We'll get that in there for you. Let's see here. Sandman, not Neil Gaiman's Sandman, but the original Sandman from way back. Wesley Dodds is Sandman. And the foil cover version. That's a good one. Hard to see because of the foil, but that's a nice looking book. Superboy, Man of Tomorrow. There he is. And Wonder Woman, War of the Gods Special Edition. World's Finest Teen Titans, issue number 4. And last but not least for DC, we have Batman City of Madness. This is one of those oversized books. As you can see, as compared to a standard size comic book, it is much larger. So there's DC's offerings for the week. Let's get into Marvel right now. We've got a lot of Marvel to show you. I'll tell you what. It looks like the next thing in the stack is actually Indies. We're going to go with that. So here are the Indies offerings. Even though Star Wars is what threw me, because Star Wars is in the top of the stack and it's supposed to be with Marvel, not in the Indies. So I don't know how that got mixed up. Okay. Spawn. Scorched. Number 23. Is that 22? This is 22. There's the Virgin cover of that. It's got his own dinosaurs going too. This is the Cole, issue number 3. I like this little bit of art they gave us on the back there. It's pretty cool. The Sickness. Got a couple covers of that. The Sickness. This is an odd. So the nuclear explosion going on in the background, but nobody seems to be really affected. Nobody seems to notice or care. It's going about their business, eating their ice cream, going to the movies. The Devil That Wears My Face. And that is issue number what? Number 1. It's the very first one of that one. This is Knights, number 1 from Image Comics. Undiscovered Country, number 26. Walking Dead. This is the Deluxe Walking Dead, number 73. And Something Epic has a homage cover to Walking Dead. But this is Epic issue number 6. We also have this cover for it. Midlife, number 1 from Image Comics. Are you suffering from midlife? I passed midlife a while back, I think. I don't know. Maybe 60-something is the new 40-something. Creepshow, issue number 2. What? How cool is that? Just in time. All this ghoulish horror stuff, because it's Halloween. We have The Wicked, number 5, and The Hunger and the Dusk, issue number 3. Couple different covers for you. In fact, here's yet another one. Star Trek's getting into Halloween with their look at this, a werewolf cover. It's like Riker is turning into a werewolf. Sonic the Hedgehog, we showed you the number 1 issue of the previous series of this earlier. Now we're all the way up to number 65 of the second series of Sonic the Hedgehog. And this is the one shot of Sonic, a Halloween special. Like I say, everybody's getting in their ghoulish offerings, presenting all their ghosts and ghouls in their comic books for Halloween. How cool is that? Street Fighter and Turtles, number 4. Crossover between those two franchises. And speaking of crossovers, we've got Yosagi Yojimbo and Turtles. Dogu, issue number 1. Variant cover there. Also, Saturday Morning Adventures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Halloween special. Look at that. Some great Halloween special stuff coming. They got it all. A lot of look at that great Day of the Dead stuff. Wow. That's a great cover. Great offerings for indie comics. My Little Pony, issue number 2. Boom. And this is Operation Sunshine. Look at that. Operation Sunshine is about, vampires. Wouldn't you know it? They're pretty ghoulish. Look at these guys. They're pretty ghoulish. What are you saying, Mr. Happy? Oh, that's right. Mr. Happy would like to give you a secret word for the week. If you know the secret word, it gets you 15% off any single item, 1 per person per day. There are some restrictions that apply. And if you're a Discount Club member or subscriber, you get 20% off. So this is the secret word, ghoul. Mr. Happy's keeping with Halloween theme and giving us the word ghoul as the secret word. Know the secret word. Get yourself a discount at the Comics Club. Come on in. Use that secret word. It's ghoul. Thank you so much, Mr. Happy. Happy Halloween. It is Halloween season. So House of Slaughter, I was showing you earlier the unlockable black and white version cover there. We also have the regular cover of that. As you can see what they've done here. They've basically given us the line art for that. So there you go. Also, Firefly Fall Guys. Showed you the virgin cover of that one. Army of Darkness Forever. Showed you the variant covers of this. There's a lot of covers. There's that regular one. And, of course, Sudan did the variant of that one. You'll see it in a minute. Oh, I think you actually saw it earlier, I should say. This variant cover is the zombie version of that. And then there was this one, and we have this shiny foil back-to-back variant. All these shiny foil variants they're doing. It's amazing. We got flooded back in the 90s with gimmicky stuff, and people hated it back then. But this time around, people are loving it. Who knew? Welcome to Rivendell, issue number 1. It's going to be a spooky one. And speaking of spooky and ghouly and scary, we have American Psycho. American Psycho. Well, Damn Them All is up to issue number 9. Damn Them All. We saw the black and white variant of that. Rare variant. Gru in the Wild, issue number 3 of a 4-part series. If you're a Gru fan, great stuff. He is the comedic cartoon Conan, basically. Hunt for the Skinwalker, issue number 2. Virgin cover. Well, this is unlockable. This is actually supposed to be in with the variants. I don't know how it snuck past us. This is Hunt for Skinwalker unlockable. And that will be on the wall. Maybe the only one I have. Met Cadets, issue number 3. There they are. Let's see here. What do we got? Saint Seiya? Knights of the Zodiac? Time Odyssey? From Ablaze Comics. So this is my destiny, being the reincarnation of Athena, goddess of the protector of the earth. So apparently that's what this story is about. The goddess of the protector of the earth, Athena, reincarnated. I guess into modern times, you might guess. Yes, no, maybe. It's got a very manga look to the art. I don't know if you like that or not. That's what it is. Scarlet Couture. Got 3 different covers for you. It's all part of that Munich file stuff. Wonder if that means that people will rediscover the old 90s foil hologram and embossed covers that have survived. I think so. More and more, we're seeing some of those from that time period gaining interest now. Whereas, like I say, back then, people were just like, because unfortunately, it was just a tough time for comics. They were struggling to get some good stories out. Garbage Pail Kids. This one came like I put it in a regular bag and board. It came with a card. Garbage Pail Kids, trashing through time, and of course another one of the latest gimmicks is the blank covers. You can draw your own Garbage Pail Kids. So I think it's a matter of nostalgia. What eventually comes around again, and of interest from childhood. A lot of people who were kids in the 90s have grown up. They have jobs now, and they're looking back at those stuff from their childhood, and it's looking nostalgic to them. They're buying it up. But a lot of the stuff are genuinely good, cool comic books. It's just at the time, they were lacking good stories, and there were good stories that came out of that time period, but there are not as many as there should have been. And they started doing stuff to try to get people to buy comics that were gimmicky and that people were annoyed by it at the time. But this time around, everybody loves a good gimmick comic. So I'm looking forward to more embossed 3D, die cut, glow in the dark, sound. I'm looking very forward to those sound ones. And if you're one of our customers and you're interested in getting one of those, get in here and pre-order it, because we are going to run out. The supplies will be limited, and they retail at $15 a piece. So it's an interesting thing. We'll see how it goes. So thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you again soon. And remember, read. It brings out the hero in you.